It's Isa.
Yes,
I have a question. Could you talk about astral travel, please?
Yeah, I mean, look, the purpose of the class here is not kind of an intellectual dissection of different areas of spiritual practice. Astral traveling, I mean, it's a consciousness that's 2 inches above the crown chakra. It's not a very high level of spiritual experience. It's a level that when you release, you can finally, the chakra, the energy in the crown germinates and the crown chakra opens. The soul will pass through the astral plane, and the astral plane is, it's kind of like a dream world. How do you describe it? It's a dream world of different kinds of creatures and energies, but at the same time, it's a lot of people in life have certain gifts that they're born with, that they get from the astral plane of spiritual practice, and use those gifts to, all kinds of psychic elements that they use in order to promote themselves. So, to me, the astral plane is almost like slumming in the cosmos. It's a very low plane of cosmic energy. And it's an energy that we need to absorb inside ourselves, transform into fuel that takes us up to a much higher level of consciousness, a much more refined level of being than the astral plane. And not allow ourselves to get trapped there, because people do. They have these cosmic, you take LSD and you go right to the astral plane, you have all these experiences of a visionary nature. And at the same time, it's not the end goal of inner work. The end goal of inner work is to connect with energy that is outside the realms of time and space, to become nothing in oneself. To get to the source of all creative energy. Creative energy creates the astral plane. We want to get to a state of enlightenment that enables us to transcend time and space, to go outside that level. And yet, look, there's a lot of energy in the astral plane. If we're smart, we take that energy into ourselves and we use it as fuel for further growth.
Mm-hmm. I was dreaming the other day, and I was somewhere. I call it the astral plane, but I had like an experience of oneness, being connected with everything.
Well, I don't think that would be the astral plane.
No.
In the dream,
Okay.
you went past the astral plane.
Okay.
The astral plane is not a feeling of oneness. It's just another plane of consciousness. It's like one level above living on the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So in your dream, your dream probably went to a whole different area of the cosmos, which gave you a glimpse of what it is to be one with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm against the astral plane, but I've just met too many people that use that as a way of literally deceiving other people. They have some psychic abilities and they use it to make money. They use it to, to control people, to be better than other people, to, do all these psychic things that are games. And that's my problem with the astral plane. People experience that energy and they wind up using it on the earth and using it to empower themselves and to be, to control other people. Great psychics don't do that. Great psychics, I've met really in my life one great psychic. And she was extraordinary. And basically, at one point, she saved my life. And she used the energy of the astral plane. She would convey, the souls of, living, outside of life, as we know it. But it never controlled her. She never used it to control other people, to be more important. In fact, it made her so humble that it used to bring tears to my eyes to listen to the things she spoke about and how right on and true they were. So I have no problems with the astral plane. I just have problems with what people do with it when they begin to connect with these psychic energies and how important it makes them and how, they know better than everybody else. And it's just bullshit, It's just another energy that needs to be experienced so that we can learn to surrender it.
Mm-hmm.
To learn to let go. Just as we need to learn to let go of all manifestations of energy on the earth, not to be controlled by any level of consciousness, and ultimately just surrendering to energy that is infinite in the universe, that is really a oneness with God. So I don't, I have no problems with the astral plane. I have problems with what people do with it, and I finally just shut it off in my life. I said, no, I'm not interested in dealing with those people anymore. Does anyone else have a question?
Hi, Stuart. I have a question.
Yes, Alicia.
At the moment, I'm going through a lot of panic and anxiety just the past few weeks, and it's a lot. And I just wondered if you could speak a bit when, I know that I'm making progress because I know that I'm opening, but then it's sometimes a lot of fear has to come through and I have to feel it. And just if you could talk a little bit about.
Alicia, you are tapping these pockets of energy that are deep inside yourself, that you've been repressing most of your life. And by doing this kind of deep inner work, you're dredging that it's coming up to the surface, what's been buried inside you. And it's not something to get all panicky about. It's something to say, okay, this is what I am inside. This is what I have to work against. This is what I have to transform into an open heart, into love, into a spiritual life. If not, this is what will control me the rest of my life. Now it's starting to come up. Now, most people in the practice that I teach, when this starts happening, they run for the hills. Oh, I'm supposed to feel peaceful and this and that. And, it's not true. You feel what you dredge up inside yourself. And most of us have a lot of repressed negativity inside us, but we need to get free of it. So when that stuff starts coming up, instead of running for the hills, you run for the third chakra. You bring it all down to the hara, into the chakra below the navel. You transform it into chi. And if it keeps coming up, you keep doing that until you finally master that energy. That energy listens to you and will no longer control your life. You turned it into chi, into power, into strength. And it's no longer positive or negative. It's just energy. And I'm telling you that when this happens, most people run for the hills. They get really frightened. Well, my God, I'm meditating. I'm supposed to feel calm and peaceful. No, you're dredging up all of the things that have blocked you your entire life from having a spiritual life. And it's like homeopathic medicine. You get the disease before the disease goes away. They give you the disease in order to get rid of the disease, you know, and what's coming up inside you is the things that have been blocking you literally from being a happy person.
Yes, thank you so much for saying all of that.
Now you'll get really strong learning to transform all of that. Really, you know, you're not going to recognize yourself, the kind of strength you will build when you can master this stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm sticking in. I'm not gonna stop.
Well, have patience and look, I went through it, Alicia. I went through it. I mean, hell. I mean, there were so many times I said, what am I doing here? This is crazy. And I finally understood, this is the universe working for you, showing you the problems, what you got to work against, how you have to overcome them. I mean, it's like, the dark night of the soul, 40 years struggling with the devil in the desert, the Buddha fasting for 40 years. I mean, it's that kind of struggle. And every great soul in the history of this world has gone through that. Ultimately, to master their internal life, the chaos inside themselves.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's not easy. It's really not easy. And I'm
No,
pretty
nobody ever said it's easy.
yeah. Like
But
I'm sort of,
there's a big
yeah.
but.
Well, no, I was just going to say that I've gone through difficult times, so it's not that I'm a complete wuss, but it's really tough at the moment. It is, but I can feel that it's good.
I never said it's easy. I've always said that instead of getting full of, please try and sit still, instead of getting full of anxiety, when all this stuff comes, just feel gratitude that you're beginning to see the enemy.
Right.
You're beginning to see the things that have kept you in a serious emotional condition most of your life. And now you can transform them. You know how to work with them. And they're no longer the enemy. They're just manifestations of everything that has been difficult for you in your life.
Yeah, I feel powerful now. I feel ready. Thank you so
Well,
much.
just to end all that, you'll become very powerful if you do what I'm saying. You personally will become, but in a good way, not just powerful to control, but powerful with an open heart, with deep gratitude, with love inside you. And I honestly would love to see that. That would be just an extraordinary miracle of this work. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And this isn't dogmatic. It's not, it's not even, I don't know. Can't think of the word, but it's just part of the evolution of one's inner life. We go through the dark night of the soul. We go through. I don't know if you've ever seen statues of the fasting Buddha, what he used to look like. I mean, it's extraordinary, Those statues that they did back in the 2nd century, the 1st and 3rd century. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, I just have an announcement to make. I'm very happy to say that I heard from Ellie, and his operation was a complete success. And he should be getting out of the hospital tomorrow, the day after. And the same thing with Bob Sink. His operation was a success. And now they're hoping that it'll somehow balance out his eyesight, so that it doesn't get any worse. So far, it's been really very good. I mean, it's been a rough month, last month, but it's thank God. Does anyone else have a question? I would like to ask? Okay. There's one other thing. I still keep posting my little works on my website. I hope you all go and read them. They're kind of very interesting. And there'll be another one on Friday being posted. This is a simple one, it's almost funny, and I'm really enjoying this, and I'm hoping people are benefiting from it. But it's something that I've already done 27 of them, I think. Doing. Okay, well, thank you. God bless you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
You.